To the education segment number 7 of this lockdown period. It's been me up until now doing all the education side of things, and that's probably likely to continue most of the time, but I'm delighted to say that our junior coach Charlotte, back from UEA, sadly for this lockdown period, is going to do one in the very near future for us as well, so keep your eyes open for that one. Today's education bit is about looking at why warm down during competition is important for you. And with this I give thanks to Kelsey Savage from USA Swimming, Waterloo Swimming Club and Pro Swimwear for the data that I've pulled together. Okay. By now we all understand the need for a decent warm-up pre-race, not just in the notional warm-up time itself at the start of the session, but also by our pre-pool work that we do on land before the race starts. But what about after the race? It's often too easy after a race just to get out, especially if the race has not been particularly as good as you would have wanted it to be, to climb out, have the debrief with the coach, sit down and wait for the next swim, wallowing in self-pity in many cases. Okay, so what happens then? Probably the wrong sort of food is eaten to cheer you up, sweets, crisps, popcorn, etc., which causes short-term highs followed by deep troughs in energy levels. In addition, the muscles will tend to shorten and tighten if they're not allowed to relax slowly after the effort you've been putting in, making it harder to flush out the lactate that might have accumulated in your muscles. Plus also your heart rate needs to come down slowly, okay, not just suddenly put the brakes on. So it needs to come down over a longer period of time. If it wasn't such a good race, your mind has too much time to dwell on what went wrong, instead of starting to look at the positives from the race and learn from it. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad race, except the one you don't learn from. But the same applies if you come out on an absolute high. Okay, you've got to learn to bring that down slowly. So it's important to have a routine, as with so much else in life in general, for after your races. Your swim down routine in many British pools can't include a swim down because there isn't the facility available. So what to do? You might want to think about a long shower, allied with stretching your muscles. We've now got a full body stretch down, which we do at the end of the land sessions, and I want you to incorporate into your practice sessions as well. But we can do those after races. Maybe some gentle skipping, okay, or jogging on the spot, gradually bringing things down to allow your heart rate to calm down, to allow your muscles to come back to their normal length. Rehydration and fueling. Okay, water's normally enough for when you finished your race, unless it's the last race of the session or of the day, when you might want to incorporate an energy drink of some description. But also in terms of nutrition, an energy bar, protein bar, banana or such like for food to help replenish. Okay, save the treats for the end of the day. You need to keep the muscles warm with proper clothing and footwear. Okay, and then stretching again and keeping loose between races. So what are we trying to attain during the warm down protocol? We want to return the body and the mind to a restful state. So if there is a swim down pool, reasonably long steady swim, 300 to 800 meters is generally enough. Okay, it should suffice. It'll start to bring the heart rate down at a gentle rate. This will vary between individuals, okay, so it's your warm down, but we need to have a routine. So don't rush it. You'll also need to put some spikes in there, some faster bits, just to help to flush out the lactic acid that I talked about earlier on. The warm down also allows you to reset your mind and rationalise the fact that it is only a swim race, or come down from a high after a massive PB or medal winning performance. How do you think swimmers in big games meets climb out after a medal winning performance in a final warm down, get back into the pool, sometimes just 20 minutes later, for their next final, and still produce medal-winning or all-time PB swims. They've practiced it so many times in practice and at race meets. So have your routine, practice it, because according to recent studies, those who warm down, swim down for 20 minutes or more tend to produce better performances in their next races than those who don't. Indeed, when we've had swimmers at bigger meets such as regionals and nationals, and they've come out after heats and there's a time difference between when their session for their heats finishes and the sessions for the finals, which are often in the evening, they'll go home and actually have a sleep to help that recovery of both the neuro system and the muscular system. In summary, by warming down, you alleviate the issues of both muscular and neural fatigue completely, which would otherwise affect your performances on the day or in the meet. So just bear that in mind when we talk about warm downs in future. The one thing I forgot from today's video update was the arabesque into a water bottle pickup. So this is hopefully what it looks like from the side. Okay, so we're going to stand on one leg, arms out, and then with a hip hinge from here, okay, we're going to bend down slowly, 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 and reach down to pick the bottle up. And as you saw, I lost my control towards the end there. Okay, so we're going to come from here, we're going to go down and down, controlling it through our core and picking the bottle up. Okay, ideally with two hands. So that's what I'm looking for tonight in the land-based session. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.